So my name is John Harrison. I am in the Echo class, graduating this year, 2024. I entered in 2020, so I've been here for 4 years. I've grown a lot in my prayer life as well. That's probably been the biggest change, I think. So we came in the context of the seminary moving into an actual house. So there were a lot of customs and traditions that were formed over the previous first 4 years of the seminary. And that was carried over to this house, but the Bravos, the Charlies, and the Deltas, the classes above us, they were used to learning how to live that out at St. Anne's. And when we came here, it was how do we fit our life into this one building, living all together with 20 plus other guys. And whenever we came into the building, we kind of just came as the new guys, and we came as the outsiders, which makes sense because we were coming into a brand new building with pre-established traditions and customs. But my class, we bonded a lot in that we were kind of the outsiders at first. We were the people who didn't see what life was like at St. Anne's. And, we butted heads with the older classes, towards the beginning at least. But it was really good because it really formed our class unity, I think. It helped us develop the personalities that we have in the class and personality of the class as it is now. So we were talking earlier about how the class is pretty serious. And I think, obviously one of the flaws that comes with is taking ourselves too seriously. And, we've worked on that. We've had a lot of progress in that area. But a good side of that is that, we take formation and we take our relationship with our Lord serious. I saw the priesthood my late high school years as one of the most beautiful ways that God loves humanity. And that beauty really drew me towards the priesthood. And I remember just thinking to myself, just in prayer, kind of discerning this, just almost subconsciously thinking, like, God, if you want me to do this, that would be awesome. Like, that would just be so cool. And it was kind of as simple as that, to some degree. And it's easy, I think, in our world, especially just in the fastness of it all, to overcomplicate things, I think. I think we're really good at overanalyzing and getting into analysis paralysis. But I think that if you can see God working in your life and he's bringing you closer to you, then you can trust your desires. You can trust what you see as beautiful. So if I see the priesthood as something extremely beautiful and I want that for myself, then I can pursue that freely. If I'm a friend of God, then I can do that. I'm a relatively quiet guy throughout the house. I'm not super loud with what I say. I don't like to be the sore thumb out, but I do like to lift up guys. And we were talking about the banjo. I think the banjo is one of the ways that really has lifted up a lot of, at least my classmates. It's such a light and joyful instrument that, there's nothing serious about it except for just the beauty that it shows. But the instrument itself, you're like, that's great. I mean, it sounds great. I started listening to that kind of music, not exactly bluegrass, but just general folk music. As I was discerning, I started getting into that music because I realized that, you need a light kind of music that's like Gregorian chant and polyphony. It's beautiful, but it's kind of heavy. Like, you can't just listen to that all day. Unless you're just a crazy contemplative mystic, which, some people might, but I certainly can't listen to that all day. You need something light. In my opinion, I think that folk music and bluegrass, there are some exceptions of songs that shouldn't exist. But I think as a general genre, that kind of music, it's really good on a natural level. And it's a really good light way of glorifying God. Yeah, that's one reason why I love it a lot. and why it's so good for communities. We recently had like a fundraiser, and we were showing all of just like the different, so we had some sacred music and then some secular music. And for the secular portion, I was asked to play my banjo because everyone here knows that I play, as they can hear me pretty much anywhere. Yeah, we played in front of everyone, and it brought a lot of joy to people. One takeaway is that it changes your perspective on a lot of things in a way that's not just like I have a new light of looking at this thing, but yeah, it changes your whole disposition towards everything, because that's what happens whenever you try and become a friend of God. The thing I'm excited for most in Major Seminary is having the excuse to study the things that I would only be able to study in chapel. So like the spiritual reading, and just everything related to theology. I really do love and appreciate the import that philosophy has, and knowing it for its own sake. Yeah, so if I was talking to a person who wasn't sure about what to do with their life, I'd say that the fact that you're asking that question and you're taking that question seriously is a really good start. And if you give yourself over to God and you trust that He will show you the path that you must go on, then He'll show you where you need to go. He won't let you be miserable. I wanted to join the Navy SEALs, and honestly, I think it was just because I wanted to do something sacrificial with my life. Yeah, some way of giving myself over and kind of dying for a greater purpose. In a lot of ways, I've seen that this life is a fulfillment of a lot of my old desires for greatness or for simplicity. If you give your life over to God, then He'll provide you everything you need. He's powerful enough to fulfill all of your desires.